of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. You may have your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Her Excellency Paula May Weeks, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to the National Panorama Medium Bands Finals 2020. I'm Patricia Nicholson, and I have here with me Education Officer of Trinbago, Mr. Marcus Ash. We're pleased to be bringing you this event, this historic event from the Dwight Yorke Stadium Parade Grounds in Bacolet, Tobago. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Patricia.
Indeed, a historic event happening in Tobago. We just heard the national anthem from two of Tobago's renowned panists.
Yes.
So we're just going into the program now, and I am really proud as a Tobagonian to have such an event happening for the first time in Tobago. What does this mean for Trinbago?
I think this will definitely go down in the history books because we've had a remarkable change. We had a drastic change. We had these small bands, these single bands earlier and out. We've given the medium bands their own time to shine. We've given the large bands their own show. And we've taken the medium bands and sent it to Tobago. This is style. I think this in itself is history in the making here tonight. The very first band that perform will be the very first band to perform in Tobago for the medium band finals.
Right. And in terms of bringing the bands to Tobago, how does Trinidad bands, how do they feel about coming to Tobago?
I think for the majority of it, they embrace the opportunity. They would have may have concerns. We had people like Mary Toby, the president, Mrs. Beverly Ramsey Moore, who would have coached them on how to deal with the logistics of things. And they came with that open mind. For most of it, everything would have went relatively smoothly.
But we have some cultural item, a cultural presentation, a taste of Tobago happening right now. So we'll go stateside and take that in and come right back.
hear them singers singing the national anthem in all kind of key. I feel that us want to show off their vocal talent, cause the original tune and arrangement that us reinvent. But I want to tell them, mash your brakes, pull up selector. Our national anthem is unique, pure, and original with our Trinbagonian flavor. And as such, we have to respect it and sing it lustily. We must never abuse, rearrange, or disrespect it. Cause to do that is a ratchet fee. And I must emphasize the words of my grandmother. When you know better, do better. So I hope all you did get up, stand at attention, open all your mouths, and sing our national anthem lustily, properly, and pridefully. Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler. Beverly, Up here, I say, to meet me, show boy, right here. Drag your bomb, Mr. Fiddler.
Her Excellency Paula May Weeks, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Nyan Gadsby Dolly, Minister of Community Development, Culture and the Arts, Minister Iona Webster Roy, Chief Secretary Tobago, Honorable Kelvin Charles, Secretary for Culture, Tourism and Transportation, Ms. Nadine Stewart Phillips, other Assembly Secretaries, distinguished guests, members of the Executive of Pan Trinbago, steel pan enthusiasts, my Tobago friends and family, you here? Ladies and gentlemen, worthy judges, members of the media, this evening, I am elated. I am extremely pleased and very happy to welcome all of you to this auspicious occasion. It is an occasion that will be written down in the history books. As President of Pan Trinbago, I must tell you that I am extremely pleased and proud about my executive and the member bands that took the decision to open up Pan for all season. There is no season for Pan in Trinidad and Tobago. And when we say Pan, we say Trinidad and Tobago. Pan unifies. Pan connects. Pan is happy music. Pan is therapeutic music. Honorable Winston Gypsy Peters, Chairman of the NCC Board. Pan, welcome to Tobago, sir. Pan is happy music. I want to thank the Chairman of NCC and the entire NCC Board for all the support that they have been providing to Pan Trinbago. I want to thank the Tobago House of Assembly for working assiduously, the Festivals Commission, so as to ensure that this evening we are all here to enjoy the medium band category here in Tobago. It is the first time and it will not be the last time. So I want you to sit back because I am going to take the responsibility for pushing the show back because we had the rain and we thank God for his blessings. You know, sometimes we don't understand the power of God, but he moves in a mysterious way. And so when he sent the rain down, just accept it as a blessing upon this occasion. And so we move on, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you all so much for coming. We have any Trinis here? Anybody from Tobago here? Let's enjoy the Pan. The theme this year is to celebrate the Pan. And as we celebrate the national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago, I know you are going to have a fantastic time. I'm not going to take up any more time. God bless you as we continue to celebrate the national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago. God bless you all.
Viewers, and that was President of Pan Trinbago, Mrs. Beverly Ramsey Moore, speaking to the instrument, speaking to the idea of bringing the Panorama Finals, medium bands to Tobago. She spoke about the idea of having it not just this year, but sometime again in the future. Yeah.
That's my president.
Congratulations. This is historic. But we take you back to stateside for more of what's happening over there.
Her Excellency Paula May Weeks, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, government ministers, Her Excellency Tracy Davison Celestine, Councillor Nadine Stewart Phillips, Secretary of Tourism, Culture and Transportation, and Mr. Lamore Phillips, other members of the Tobago House of Assembly, Mr. Winston Gypsy Peters, Chairman of the National Carnival Commission, Mrs. Beverly Ramsey Moore, President of Pan Trimbago, judges, specially invited guests, Pan men and Pan women, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. This evening is a most wonderful one. It is indeed a fantastic one. It is indeed as well an historic one. And therefore, let me take this opportunity to wish each and every one of you a hearty Sunday evening as we have gathered here at the parade grounds, Dwight Yorke Stadium, for the medium band's Panorama Finals for the first time ever in the history of Carnival in Trinidad and Tobago. How does it feel to be a part of history in the making? A part of an experience that will be etched into the history books of Trinidad and Tobago forever. Indeed, we are quite delighted to have you here for this, the very first ever National Panorama Finals to be held in Tobago. And this year, the beloved tradition has taken on a new dimension, one which is more inclusive and adds a new layer of originality and excitement. I know that from across the length and breadth of this nation, from various pockets and corners of our twin islands, Trinbagonians have made the journey to be here this evening. And most of us have done so with one purpose rooted firmly in mind, and that's to relish the music of sweet, sweet Pan. One of the oldest events in our national carnival calendar, Panorama has consolidated itself as a highly anticipated staple of Trinidad and Tobago. It is a fusion of our creative juices, the merging of Pan and Calypso, but there's also a reverence which accompanies it as our annual prayer and ode to the steel pan. Panorama is an offering of percussive thunder, a glorious opportunity to listen to steel talk and to hear steel sing. It is the mecca of it all, the creme de la creme. So as stewards and patriots of our national instrument, let us continue to pledge our support to this important event. This evening, let us all aspire to a deeper sense of duty towards the continued elevation of one of the greatest stages and spotlights of Pan music. You see, Pan is more than just an instrument, more than the distinctive sound which has provided the soundtrack for this nation and the wider region. Pan is the rhythm that beats in our hearts, the rhapsody that pulses through our souls, and a global face of Trinidad and Tobago. Interestingly enough, what was once condemned is now a proud symbol of our country's finest hour. I believe that the steel pan remains a constant reminder of the unbridled ingenuity, brilliance, and industry that we possess right here in Trinidad and Tobago. And that as a people, we are capable of solving problems and finding solutions. We are able to carve out something new from the old and successfully share it with the rest of the world. And the story of the steel pan serves as an enduring but eloquent testament to these possibilities. But above all else, the pan is a circle of unity, a powerful force which continues to unite our communities and mend the gaps between our generations. Powerful chords are formed during the hours of toil in the pan yards, a sense of community that is difficult to challenge. So this evening, I join with you in this celebration of pan. I join with you in this celebration of our invention and our artistry as a people. I applaud our pan men, pan women, and all others who have dedicated the time and effort to this beloved instrument. I am truly excited to experience this historic show alongside all of you this evening. May the best band win. And let me take this opportunity to wish all of you here a safe and enjoyable Carnival 2020. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening.
Good evening, Tobago. Where me pan lovers? All the song in cold, man. But we know that. It come in. Hey! Oh, yeah. I come to celebrate all the steel band for the excellent talent and fame they brought to Trinbagonians. Take this little tip from the terror. Yes, sir. Steelband come to stay forever. A guy I met in England. Well, everybody want to learn to beat pan. And now they organize a poly steel band in Britain. Yeah, do really fast so latido. Pan playing music anywhere you go. What a talent, excellent talent, you hear what I say. Steel band music is the greatest talent today. Oh, sweet music. Now give me. Trinidad, the founder of the steel band. Now the talent is widely extended to other islands. Even quite in Europe and Australia. Yeah, the people have to hear the steel orchestra. In party dances and weddings, bet your life a steel band playing. But no doubt when I say, pan really come to stay. Do really fast so latido. Pan playing music anywhere we go. Ding ping. What a talent, excellent talent. You hear what I say? Steel band music is the greatest talent today. Yes. Well, I say yeah, this one. Give me. It's weeping. Pan is mine. Pan is mine. Pan is mine, 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 mine. Yes. Pan is mine. Give me. Pan is mine. Mine, mine, mine. Thank you. Pan is mine. Pan is mine. Pan is mine, 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 mine. Pan is mine. Whoa. Pan is mine, mine, mine. Pan is mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for that cultural presentation, A Taste of Tobago. One more time, ladies and gentlemen. What you have been hearing?
Viewers, this is the National Panorama Medium Bands Final 2020 happening at the Dwight Yorke Stadium Parade Grounds in Bacolet, Tobago. A historic event indeed for Tobago. We just had some cultural item. We had speech band, we had some cultural dances. We heard from Trinidad President, Mrs. Beverly Ramsey Moore, and we also heard from the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, Honorable Kelvin Charles. Marcus, 10 bands are supposed to perform tonight. Tell us about the first band, or could you give us a rundown of the bands performing this tonight?
Well, tonight we have 10 bands performing. So in the order, they are Court Song Specialists of Laventil. That band is from the northern region in Trinidad. It's the only band from the north region that made it in this year, which is a shocker.
Right.
We have next Cats and Jammers Steel Orchestra.
And I must say that I'm biased to Cats and Jammers because they're from Black Rock, and I'm
that
also
is the
from
pride
Black
of Black Rock. That will be the first band from Tobago region performing in position number 2. Next we have Forzata, which is from the eastern region. Pamberry, position number 4, eastern region. NGC Couva Joylanders, that's from southern region in Trinidad.
Right.
Next, we have another Tobago band in position number 6. We have the Carib Dixieland. We have NGC Steel Explosion next, which is another
Also from
Tobago band.
Yes.
And I must add that 3 Tobago bands entered and all 3 made it.
Right.
So you have full representation from those
Congratulations, Tobago.
Position number 8, we have the Curep Shazando, which is an East band. We have Siparia Deltones, which is a band from Deep South. I love them. And then position number 10, we have Potential Symphony, which is a band from Barataria, East Trinidad.
And normally, or in previous years, I should say, it would be Tobago bands going down to Trinidad.
Yes.
The logistics of having to move from Tobago to Trinidad, we're talking about the semi-finals, and then if they make it to the finals, coming back to Tobago and then preparing to go back down for the finals.
That's right.
Now it's the reverse.
Yes.
How have the bands responded to such a change?
Like I mentioned earlier, it was an open mind for most of it. There were a few hiccups along the way, but nothing that couldn't be resolved.
Right.
Which is the important part. I remember going down to the port on Friday night to get the pans of the carburetor, and racks are coming off without wheels. I saw Curep Shazando, when they got off the boat, the entire 9 base G3 pans on top just dropped and split in 3. I nearly cried. Couva Joylander suffered a few blows, Siparia Deltones, but it brought the bands together. And I have to give credit to like Siparia Deltones, who would have their welding machine and stuff, and they were able to help the other bands, and there was that cooperation.
Indeed.
Even Mrs. Ramsey Moore would have gotten other welders to come on board and assist the Trinidad bands when because they would have been aware of the situation going down to Trinidad.
So in essence, the bands that came from Trinidad got to experience what bands from Tobago experience almost every year.
The good, bad, and the ugly.
The good, bad, and the ugly. Yeah.
It's a learning experience. Most importantly, of course, one of the positives in it is that the show right now, I have seen the special reserve packed. I've seen the VIP packed. I've seen the grounds packed.
As far as I understand, it has been a sold out show.
Well, it is looking really well. So I have to admit that is a very good thing to also look at in this scenario.
Right, and the president, while delivering a short message on stage a short while ago, said, it's the first time and it won't be the last. So tell us about the future plans, especially inclusive of Tobago.
Well, even based on the discussions in Trinidad, after the Panorama season, remember we had all the categories separated and in different places. after the season, the executive will get together. We meet with the membership. We take constructive criticism. We take what went well. We work. We tweak. Even if medium doesn't return to Tobago, you have the small bands, which was dominated by Tobago bands this year.
I realized that as well.
Even
that
a Tobago
had
band won.
Yes.
So
Singleton,
even if it
Metro
means
Stars,
next time we bring these small bands to Tobago, or we come back with the medium, I don't know. It's the options are wide. So it's all about spreading the culture around, spreading the pan around. We have people all over, so we want to cater for them.
Right, and yes, the president also spoke to that. She spoke to Carnival being Trinidad and Tobago and paying specific attention to having Tobago included in the Panorama festivities, PAN. And this year's theme is Celebrate the PAN. So we're indeed celebrating the PAN this year at the parade grounds in Tobago, Bacolet, Tobago. So we have 10 bands performing. Could you tell us in terms of the judges, who would be judging these 10 bands this evening?
Sure. In terms of the judges, I have it right here. Okay, we had, from the preliminary round, we would have had Joanna Ragbeer, Lennox London, Roger Sardina, and Stephanie Powers.
Right.
And in the semi-final round, you add 2 more judges, which will go for the semis and the finals, including the 4 that would have went before. And those 2 judges are Corinne Supeng Chow and Jocelyn Seeley. Just to explain how the judges work, the judging works with the 6 judges, is that you have 6 judges, no one knows who the alternate will be. At the end of the last band, you would have a draw to see who is the alternate judge. Once that person is picked, the alternate, you get rid of their scores. And then out of the 5, you drop the highest and the lowest score.
Right.
And take the 3 scores in the middle out of 100. And that's how you come to decide the winner. Right. So that's how the judging system works for the Panorama competition.
So a total of 6 judges will be judging the bands tonight.
That's right.
Well, viewers, this is again the National Panorama Media Bands Finals 2020. It's happening at the Dwight Yorke Stadium Parade Grounds in Bacolet, Tobago. A historic moment for Tobago, as it is the first time in the history of Trinidad and Tobago's carnival that a Panorama Finals is happening in Tobago. Let's take you stateside.
Good evening, Trinidad, and indeed the rest of the world. And it is for me as well an absolute pleasure to welcome you first to Tobago, the capital of paradise, and to this grand historic finals of the 2020 National Medium Band Panorama Championships. It is Fantastic Sunday, and we are ready to introduce you to band number 1 in what promises to be an exhilarating night of competition. So ladies and gentlemen, in just a short while to perform before you will be band number 1 coming out of Eastern Quarry in Laventille, Court Sound Specialists of Laventille, the leader of the band, Kern John, the tuners, Mario Joseph and Sherwin Fessa Pierre. Their tune of choice this evening, A Feeling to Rock, a 1989 composition composed by Dennis Franklin Williams, sung by Clinton Moreau, aka Plainclothes, arranged by Sion Gomez. So on stage we have band number 1, Court Sound Specialists of Laventille, doing A Feeling to Rock. and gentlemen, band number 1, hailing from Eastern Quarry, Laventille Court.
Ladies and gentlemen, and that was Court Songs Specialist of Laventille.
What a start.
What a start. An amazing performance, would you say?
A very solid performance for the very first band.
Right, and tell us, what are your, I mean, you've been around all of the bands. Tell us, in terms of preparation, how have they been preparing for tonight's event?
Well, I mean, just after last night, I was down right here at the Dwight Yorke Stadium, and I would have been passing around all the 7 Trinidad bands would have been here, and after that I would have went to the Tobago bands. I saw nothing but sweat. Everybody was sweating. In terms of court song specialists, you have a band that would have placed first in the preliminary round. Court song specialists of Laventille came first in the preliminary round.
Yeah.
And in the semi-final round, there was a 0 added to that one. They came 10th. I said, Jesus, what happened? But when you look at when you listen to the performance, if I could give my unbiased opinion, I thought it needed to be rehearsed more. It wasn't well executed as the preliminary round, and I think they have redeemed themselves here tonight. Being the first band to cross the stage for the medium finals in Tobago, the very first band to play, you have redeemed yourself. Court song specialists, I love them. I'm originally from Laventille, so I love Laventille bands.
Indeed. And we have coming up next, well, let me just tell you, Court Song Specialist of Laventille, their band leader is Mr. Kernjohn.
Yes.
The tuner is Mario Joseph and Sherwin Fessa Pierre. Their tune of choice was A Feeling to Rock, composed by Dennis Franklin Williams and sung by Clinton Murrow. And their arranger was Sion Gomez. The second band to grace the stage is Cats and Jammers of Black Rock, Tobago. Their band leader is Mrs. Beverly Ramsey Moore. Their tuner, Roland Harrigan. Their tune of choice, Caribbean Connection. Their composer is Dennis Franklin Williams. Of course, sung by Dennis Franklin Williams. And their arranger, Terence B.J. Marcel. So Cats and Jammers is up next, but we have coming to speak with us the leader of Court's Song Specialist of Laventille, Mr. Kernjohn. Viewers, this is the leader of Court Song Specialist of Laventille, Mr. Kernjohn. What a start to a historic finals in Tobago. Tell us about your band. What went into, first of all, how do you feel about tonight's performance?
Tonight's performance, I believe we came that which we came to do. We did that which we came to do, which was to deliver an electrifying performance, nothing short of fantabulous in my book.
Yeah. Tell us about the work that went into bringing that band or your band to this point.
Well, coming out of the semi-finals, which we dropped from 1st to 10th, we went back to camp. We followed the judges' comment, put in a little extra, pull out a couple aces out of the hole. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of long nights, some even sleepless, but we got the job done.
And in terms of, for the first time, we have the bands coming to Tobago. How did that work out for your band?
I must say it was a costly event here. It is a costly event here because yes, you need to put extra things in place. You know, it costs a lot more, but we are always welcome to change. So we guess, you know, we came here to the new venue to take the trophy.
Congratulations on a great performance, and we look forward, of course, to the results at the end of the night. Well done.
Too. Thank you.
Well done, Kern.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Kernjohn, the leader of the first band that played for the night, court songs specialist of Laventille. Viewers, this is the National Panorama Medium Band's finals happening in Tobago. We already had the first band on stage. We're preparing now to hear from the second band, Cats and Jammers from Blackrock, Tobago. Tell us about Cats and Jammers, the leader, the arranger, their tune of choice.
Cats and Jammers is a band that I started off hating. And now it's
That's
a
a
band.
strong word.
Yeah, I really did. And I grew to love them so much. They have a part of my heart. And I tell you where the hate came from and why I love them now.
Right.
I remember in 2007 I was in Silver Stars and we had won a competition called Pan in the 21st Century. In 2008 my arranger is arranging for Silver Stars and also arranging for Cats and Jammers. The next thing I know, I getting licks from a band in Tobago that I never heard about.
Right.
Some band in Blackrock beat us and win the competition, and I didn't want to hear nothing about Tobago or Tobago
Again,
bands.
after that.
Of course, the band Cats and Jammers is in the medium category, and my arranger then, Edwin Pushet, who's now deceased, would have arranged for them and arranged for Silver Stars, and we got a real nice chemistry going. So I love them. This is no stranger to Panorama finals in the medium category, and a former champ.
So we go to stateside now to hear from Cats and Jammers. They will be playing Caribbean Connection. Their arranger is Terrence B.J. Marcel.
You could hear the excitement in the
from the crowd.
The tuners, Roland Harrigan, their tune of choice, Caribbean Connection, a 1985 selection, composed and sung by Dennis Franklin Williams, also known as The Merchant, arranger Terrence B.J. Marcel. Let's welcome band number 2, the Cats and Jammers Steel Orchestra out of Blackrock, Tobago. Band number 2, the Cats and Jammers Steel Orchestra, out of Colon Estate, Black Rock, Tobago. The band is captained by...
That was band number 2 out of Black Rock, Cats and Jammers. Another amazing performance. Yeah.
You see why I love them now? I could see Edwin Pouchette in La Perouse Cemetery dancing in his grave tonight.
Yeah.
They really put down a polished performance, yeah. In terms of the music, Caribbean connection, and you saw them connected with the type of changes they make, the Zouk influence, a little Cuban salsa at the end. Then he added in Black Stallions, the Caribbean man went into Bob Marley's One Love. So you saw him use the elements of the Caribbean to bring this arrangement to life.
Beautifully executed.
Well executed. And of course you cannot miss that young Jaden Ramsey Phillip in the front there. That is Beverly Ramsey Moore's niece. Nephew.
Yes.
Kirsch Ramsey's
Yes.
little brother.
Yes.
And to see him jumping up there 9 years, and this is his 3rd year with the band playing. Congrats to them.
Yes, and we must say it's obvious that Pan is in excellent hands with
Yes.
young Jaden.
Definitely.
Jumping up, feeling the vibes.
It's probably one of the youngest players we'll see here tonight.
Yeah, and that was band number 2, of course, Cats and Jammers out of Black Rock, and they're making way for band number 3, for Zata. Tell us about that band.
For Zata.
But just before that, though,
okay.
we have Drill Master from Cats and Jammers coming to speak with us. So we'll come back and we'll talk to our Drill Master from Cats and Jammers, and then we'll go into band number 3.
You sitting in.
Viewers, we're back and we're here with Drill Master of Cats and Jammers, Mr. Maxon Ramsey. Excellent performance.
Thank you very much.
How do you feel about tonight's performance?
Well, I'm feeling good. At least we set the pace tonight, and the band have to come. They have to come very good to beat
You're
us tonight.
very confident. So that's in terms of preparation, what would have gone into bringing the band to this point?
Well, Panorama, to get a band ready for Panorama is a lot of hard work. Right? Because we've been practicing since November till now to reach to this big day, this big night, and a lot of hard work to get 90 players ready. It's not easy because you have to get 90 players to understand the music, and as a drill master you have to have patience. If you don't have patience, you'll give up.
In terms of the tune of choice, why that song? And you know, what kind of connection you all had with that song?
Well, this song accidentally come up from the president, right? I believe, you know, thing that accidentally happened. Someday she was making a speech, giving a speech, and she was just talking about, you know, different things about Pan, and within the speech, she was mentioning this song in particular, about this grand show and whatever. So, she said that this year we'll be having a Panorama in Tobago finals, so we decided to be going with this song. It's a grand show we'll be having in Tobago, so we choose to go with this song. Plenty of the young people did not like the song because it's a very old song.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But the first night we started jamming it in the Panyard, you see they start to enjoy it.
Right.
So we say this is the song we're going with.
And clearly we saw they enjoying it on stage tonight.
Yes.
Right, and so you believe that this Panorama Finals is Cats and Jammers own?
Yes, well, all the band believe it's them own. Right? All the band believe it's them own. Right? So like all the rest of bands, I believe the Panorama tonight is Cats and Jammers own. Right? So the best band win the Panorama tonight. But we put on a performance. I hope that the judge enjoyed and give us the mark that we deserve to win the Panorama.
Well done.
Thank
Congratulations.
Good job, Max.
Yeah, man. Cool.
And viewers, that was Maxon Ramsey, Drill Master of Cats and Jammers.
Also the captain of the band.
And also captain of the band, Cats and Jammers.
To her destiny, she ain't leaving me. No how she leaving me. I sailing when the boat sink up.
We're we're getting ready for band number 3 for Zata of Corner and Evans, Harris Street, Curep. Tell us about this band. What do you know about Zata?
Most bands tonight I would have a history with. If you look at band number 1, Chord Song Specialist, in 2013 I played with them on final night. They played Long Time by Arrow. Band number 2, Cats and Jammers, you know the relationship between Silver Stars and Cats and Jammers that we had. Band number 3, I would have started working with that band in 2010. I missed a lot of classes in school. I had to make up extra credits. Dr. Janine Remy at the time would have said, I'm arranging for this band and you need to drill them and distribute the music and everything for a band in the 21st century. And that was my very first win as a drill master, because I'm a drill master in Trinidad where I prepare bands for the competition. So with Forzata, I would have done that. And my relationship with the band remained very cordial. I love them dearly. So Forzata is no stranger to the finals and no stranger to winning. They are a 3-time champion. They would have won in 2005, 2006, and 2009 under the arranger Johan Popwell. So they are also a band that has experience playing first and winning and still staying first. So I look forward to see what they come with. You could see the excitement on them going on stage there. So I look forward to seeing what they come with. Arden Herbert is the arranger.
Right.
Who's somebody I also work with. My very first time drilling was drilling his music with a band called La Famille back in 2008. So he's somebody, he's so watch, he has experience. He's a former champion in New York Panorama with Kasim. He's the arranger for Invaders and has been very consistent in the finals and large. She would have just placed 4th in the small category with Genesis Pan Groove. He had just placed 6th in the recently concluded single pan with La Famille United. So look out for Arden, because it's only a matter of time before he make that knock and get in the door with this category as well.
Indeed, and let's talk about their tune of choice. Sailing.
Sailing.
Another old tune because it's 1988, and I realized if you look through the tunes chosen this year, a lot of 1980 something, 89, 85, 88, we only have about 1, 2, 3, 4 bands with very recent tunes.
Yeah.
So they're going to be playing Sailing by Winsford Divine, sung by Robert Elias. And they're
Mighty
arranged again.
Trini.
Right.
When you think about sailing, you cannot think about sailing, and those viewing will know. When you think about sailing and you look at Clive Bradley with what he did with Pandemonium, you want to hear what Arden Herbert is going to do here tonight.
Yeah. So we go stateside for band number 3 for Zata of Corner and Evans, Harris Street, Curep.
Tempo Reed. The pans were tuned by Junior Blue Boy Peters with their tune of choice, a 1988 composition entitled Sailing, composed by Winsford Devine and sung by Robert Elias, aka the Mighty Trini. It was arranged by Arden Herbert. Ladies and gentlemen, performing band number 3 this evening, make some noise and show your love for Forzata Steel Orchestra. The band from corner of Evans and Harris Street in Curep, managed and captained by Trevor Temple Reed, with their selection, tune of choice, Sailing. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together one more time for Forzata Steel Orchestra. So this is a...
Ladies and gentlemen, that was band number 3 for Zata of Curep, Trinidad.
I told you Arden is one to watch. I know him well. I know what he will come with. From the introduction being the Gilligan Islands, so you're shipwrecked, to where he's celebrating at the end doing the All Aboard Jam.
Yes.
All Aboard.
Yes, I heard that one.
I mean, to me, the arrangement spoke not just about ship sailing, but also about the history. If you could tell the history through calypsos long ago. So, for example, you would know from the time you hear sailing with the boat sink or float, it would have been in the 80s, latter half of the 80s. Because mid-80s, so like around 86, you had a gypsy who would have been singing, Captain, the ship is sinking. And we would have had one of the biggest elections in our time then, where the NAR would have taken power. You understand? So they were having that. The lyrics of the song could tell you what the country was going through.
At that point in
At
time.
that point. And then he would have come after and sang, I sailing with the boat, sink or float. So he's answering that one now, saying that. And I think Arden as well carried us through the moods of the country back then as well. From the minor using the terrace dynamics, one up, down, creating that wave effect, you could tell it. I enjoyed that. I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm waiting to see.
So we're going to come back and we're going to speak with the captain of the band.
Arden Herbert.
Call me Captain Arden, please.
Captain Arden Herbert, I stand corrected. Now, I was just telling them, I said the first time I ever drilled a band was working with you, 2008. And I also told them, I said, Arden is one that you have to watch. I said, I gave them the placements you had this year. Now, let me start there. Let's start there. I saw you would have done La Famille again.
Correct,
once
yes.
again. You would have done Genesis
Yes.
for the first time.
Correct.
And this would be your first time with Forzata as well.
That's correct.
What was the experience in terms of the new changeover, going back to La Famille after so many years and the addition of these two?
Well, there is no change. I mean, music is a music, and for me, the process is the same. You may get different personnel, you may have different challenges, but when you look at it, it's all the same. It's the same issues we deal with daily, yearly, but the process was the same, and it was enjoyable and a fun experience the same.
How was now I know when people think about, I mentioned this before the band started, when you think about sailing, everybody will automatically go back to Clive Bradley with Pandemonium. How were you able to approach that arrangement with doing your own thing, like with forgetting Pandemonium exists?
Well, that was never my intent to study Pandemonium, and let me correct you. Probably 75% of the players in the band didn't even know that was sailing. So
Right.
that I mean, they don't even know the song, much less know that Bradley did it so well for Pandemonium in '88. But you know, it's just about continuing to contribute to the body of music that exists. And I mean, I didn't set out to say, well, I'm going to be different from any particular song or arrangement. It was just, you know, trying to be as competitive and musical as possible. And if in doing so it sounds very different, and so it sounds enjoyable and stuff, then I've certainly achieved that objective, yes.
I saw you have a very, very faithful following now in terms of players that will go from each band to the next with you.
He said I have a faithful following, and he said that he was his first experience with me. So which means he's an unfaithful follower. You understand what I'm saying?
But he's giving you credit, so tell us about that.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of young players that they like the experience. And I always try to ensure their safety first.
Right.
That their development and the nurturing goes into whatever aspect or process. So it's not just come and play pan. It's a teachable moment. It's a learning experience. So it's a composite of so much different things. Not hey, let me go here in this band. No, it's just about learning more about the culture, more about the music, more about the process. And I guess if in fact they continue to follow and have that commitment and loyalty, and then I think I'm doing a good job.
And what are your feelings on tonight's performance?
Well, it was excellent. Even if it wasn't excellent, do you think I would tell you on national TV it was excellent? It was great. I intend to get the best possible outcome in terms of placement. But I mean, it was energetic. It was vibesy, and they enjoyed it. And once, he enjoyed it. After so many years, he still enjoys it.
Yes.
And yeah, so it's just about coming out and playing music for ourselves, for the audience, and if in so doing that, we also get the favor of the judges. Then we ahead of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, energetic Mr. Arden Herbert, arranger for Zata. Thank you for speaking with us.
Pleasure.
And viewers, you're looking at the Panorama Finals happening in Tobago, the judging of the medium bands. And we've seen 3 bands so far. We have the 4th coming up, and they're Pamberry from Santa Cruz, Old Road, Sawa, Trinidad again. Tell us about this band. I know that you said you have history with all bands, so let's hear about the history you have with Pamberry.
So, I was born in Lavantillium. I mentioned that earlier, a corner away from Desperados. But I have one of my stepmothers, and I need to specify because my father had many children and all of us had our own mothers. And one of my stepmother lived in Sawa on Santa Cruz Old Road, and she lived directly in front of Pamberry. She had a parlor there, and everybody from Pamberry. And every time I go and visit her, I would listen to Pamberry. I would see Pamberry playing and stuff, and they were always fun to listen to her. Of course, back then I wasn't allowed to really go in pan yards and do all of that. So you just have to listen from a mile, both them and with Despers.
Right.
And when I got into pan, I would have went to UE eventually to study music. That's where I met Chio Kato, who's the drill master now. The arranger, Andre White, I would have worked with him when he was arranging for Forzata, who just went before. So we worked together, a dynamic arranger. Big things are in store for him. He is a former New York Panorama champion, the Brooklyn Panorama with Adlib. He also is the current champion in London, both last year, 2019 and 2018, where he would have arranged for Mangrove Seal Orchestra in London. So he's coming to Trinidad now to do his thing, and I wish him all the best, doing one of the more modern pieces.
Right, and they're playing Wrong Again. Tell us what to do Wrong Again. This is a 2020 tune by Sheldon George, or Skinny Banton as we know him, the arranger Andre White, the leader Earl Warner. So we go stage side for band number 4, Pamberry.
George, aka Skinny Banton, out of Grenada. The tune was arranged by Andre White. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your love for Pamberry Seal Orchestra. Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost halfway there. That was band number 4, hailing from Santa Cruz Old Road in San Juan. Their tune of choice, Wrong Again. Put your hands together one more time for Pamberry Steel Orchestra. With every great event and one of this magnitude, there's always great
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Pamberry Steel Orchestra from Santa Cruz Old Road, San Juan, Trinidad. And I'm certain that they're pleased with their performance tonight.
Yes, they did. I mean, it's not a Panorama final until you see that confetti and fog machine and everything come out. So they really came out. The excitement is there. The excitement is there. That is us. Andrew, why you bring it out? Watch me.
So we're going to talk to the drill master right after this.
National Lotteries Control Board, NLCB, BPTT, 102.1 FM, Synergy TV, the adjudicators, the tabulators, the stage crew, the track stewards, the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, REACT, UICHI, CATS, and the University of Trinidad and Tobago team, Pan Trimbago Incorporated, Central and Regional Executive, Panorama Management Committee, Pan Trimbago Tobago Region, Pan Trimbago Incorporated staff, the print, electronic, and social media. Thank you so very much for ensuring that tonight is an overwhelming success.
Foster. Talk to me. So, well, I know you were drumming based on what I saw from where I'm at. I also saw you as a drill master. What was your experience like this year with Pamberry?
It was real good. The band is extremely enthusiastic. They're rebuilding in many ways. The energy, when you go into the Panya, the energy of the players, the energy of like even the community coming out to support the band, it just seems like something is about to happen.
Yeah.
So it was really encouraging.
What was your working relationship with management and Andre and they?
Just to come in, drill the band, drum, but just and the ultimate goal is to make sure that the music comes out the way that the arranger put it out to be. You know what I mean?
Intent, yeah.
Yeah.
So, in terms of coming across to Tobago,
that's
the million dollar question. What was the experience like? How was it for the band?
I think the band took it in good stride.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You would always get challenges every now and again, what have you.
Indeed.
But I think we dealt with it pretty well. We came up late yesterday,
Right.
but I think we dealt with it pretty well, and we get up.
And in terms of tonight's performance, are you pleased?
Very.
So that was the only song that is a current song that you all picked. How do you feel going up against everyone else who did throwback versus yourself,
right.
and by extension Andre and Pamberry, who would have done
Most recent.
that recent song?
Music is music, number one.
Right.
And I think if the song is arranged and played well, you put yourself in a good place. With regards to the vintage song, I think the advantage is that popularity. So I think it's a good song that everybody loves.
Yes, indeed.
Once it goes on, it's like craziness happening after that.
Of course.
One more question now. Last year you all would have placed fourth in the finals. This year in the semi-finals, I saw you all placing eighth.
Right.
What changes or improvements have you did to your arrangement to better your chance of improving in this?
Andre went back into his bag of tricks and came out with his things. And what we tried to do is also clean up, tighten up certain areas, improve dynamics and stuff like that. So we were able to get the players to even buy into what's going to happen and believe that they still have a chance in winning the thing. And I think with a performance like that, why not?
Well, it was well received. So.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. And that's drill master of band number 4, Pamberry. When we come back, we go to band number 5, NGC Hoover Joylanders. We'll speak about that band after this. And band number 5, NGC, Hoover Joylanders, is making their way on stage. They're going to be performing It's My Turn. That's a tune from 1993 by Dennis Williams or Winston Scarborough, or the first two. Tell us about this band.
Cuba. Cuba Joylanders. My history with them would have been about 2-3 years ago. They had this event in the yard that they have on every quarter, so an explosion or something like that. I can't remember the name of the event.
Right.
And if you know my band in Trinidad, Silver Stars, I call my band the most disciplined band in the world. I don't have players that give trouble. I have players that try to give trouble, and then they pat down, they calm down,
Right.
that's it. And we had a gig where we had to go to Cuba Joylanders because they invited us. So I'm taking my band, the most disciplined band. And when I got to Cuba Joylanders, and I saw the way the players in that band operated, Richard Gill is the manager of the band, and the way the band operate, where they always in order, they make a line and hand the pan from one to the next to set up. And when they're breaking down, everybody plays a part in everything that happens in that band. There's nobody running away, nobody going here, going there, talking while the management is speaking. I said, what kind of sorcery is this? And I have to give Cuba Joylanders that credit.
Right.
They took me by shock with that, and to this date, yesterday I saw them setting up their pans right here in the Dwight Yorke Stadium. The exact same thing from 3 years ago. Nothing has changed. As a matter of fact, the line has only got longer and improved where the help is coming from.
In
A
terms
very
of their
humble
history
bunch.
with Panorama and finals.
Their history, they are no stranger to the finals. This year they are going with Stefan West, and I want to talk about Stefan West, Mr. Peace Drums.
Right.
Stefan West is a UTT graduate. He did his music degree in UTT. And right now he's studying, he's working in Israel. There's a program called the Peace Drums, where they have an ensemble right there in Israel that is being used to bring the Jews and the Arabs together, to bring harmony between the two tribes. And he is that teacher and music director for the group, where on some days you teach the Jews, on other days you teach the Arabs, and then other days you bring them together. And Steelband has reached that part of the world with that impact. A positive thing is happening there. Stephon West would have started arranging for Cuba Joylanders in 2018. And I remember the first year he arranged, he ran out of the finals.
Right.
Ran out of the finals. And the next year they took him back. And they placed in the top 3 last year. So Stephon West, in that 1 year, they gave him another try. It's the same thing happened with Andre White in Panbury before. The first year, he would have ran out with them. But they believed in him and they gave him another try and he came fourth. So the first time you may not succeed, you come again. And it's the opportunity they gave these 2 young arrangers. Stephon West is 32. Andre White is 29. And they got that opportunity. And Cuba Joylander is paying for that that sacrifice in a positive way. They are reaping the benefit because Cuba Joylanders came second in the semi-final round. So it's a tough fight because Cuba Joylanders, Superior Deltones, Cats and Jammers all tied for second.
Yes.
It's a musical bloodbath. Musical. Let me emphasis on the musical bloodbath.
And it's interesting because when you look at the prices,
yes,
we have not mentioned for the medium category, the price starts from $600,000.
Yes.
And we go right down to $250,000. So
That's right.
all bands will be receiving a prize.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they will be receiving it in a timely manner.
Okay, Panchinvego, congratulations on that. And they'll be happy to hear that as well.
Yeah. So far we've been doing pretty okay in terms of distributing
And then
prizes.
when you listen to the arrangers or the captains speaking about coming to Tobago, it's not that bad of an experience in terms of this first time Panorama finals being held in Tobago, the logistics of coming up to Tobago. It's been smooth so far.
Just a learning experience, you learn as you go, and Tobagonians have mastered that art, I must admit.
So we go stateside for band number 5, NGC Cuba Joylanders, of course out of Cuba. They will be playing It's My Turn by Dennis Williams or Winston Scarborough or De Fosto as we know him.
Their tune of choice is My Turn, a 1993 composition. And this song is composed by Dennis Williams and Winston Scarborough, sung by Winston Scarborough, De Fosto, the arranger, Stephon West. Please welcome on stage, ladies and gentlemen, NGC Cuba Joylanders. and gentlemen, band number 5 coming out of Railway Road in Couva, led by Richard Gale. The tune of choice is My Turn.
Ladies and
Composed
gentlemen, band number 5, NGC Cuba Joylanders. What a performance.
That stage will break down tonight if they don't be careful. They can't be giving all that
And they're
energy
still
and they're
chanting.
celebrating
Yes,
on stage there now.
Yes, they're proud, they're proud,
Yeah, I
they're
would be proud
confident.
of that performance too. I really think it's something good. I think Stefan West has a very good relationship with the management and the drill master, which is a elite. And they also have a good following of players, along with the core Cuba Joylanders players. So I'm excited with that performance. I could always go down to the musical aspect and say, well, they had an introduction, the verse, the chorus, then the variation went into the cello and talk all the technical music term that the average person watching won't understand what I'm saying. But I choose not to. I rather tonight to go in depth with the band, talk about the band and the people behind the music, and enlighten people about that aspect, because I think they would be able to more connect there. And for sure, Stefan West really did well, and I would really like to hear what he has to say about that.
So we'll speak to Stefan West. He is the arranger of NGC Cuba Joylanders shortly.
And number 6. Just to remind you as well, Cuba Joylanders, to allow one of your representatives to sign the timesheet, which is located at the judge's enclosure.
Viewers, we're here with arranger of NGC Cuba Joylanders, Mr. Stefan West. Tell us, I mean, I felt the energy from in the back here. How do you feel about tonight's performance?
Well, the band has been working hard, nights after nights. The song itself basically is arranged with all the struggles we have been through in terms of it's my turn, not only me, but the whole organization. So I just make sure and push all the emotions into it, and we've been doing it. We've been practicing, push it, so I'm feeling good, weight off the shoulder.
In terms of getting the band, and we have to talk about this because it's the first time the finals is happening in Tobago. And in terms of preparation for this finals in Tobago, tell us about that.
But my organization, the management team, including myself, we like to plan ahead. Since we have known the finals is in Tobago, we've been planning since prelims. So we had things for damage control, for example, a string burst while we was going up. So we done already had things in place, right? Somebody to tighten the strings. We have people for like, if anybody gets sick due to stuff, we have people with water, tablets, everything. So we've been prepping and practicing as well for this Tobago experience, and everything was smooth. It had some rough things around the edges, but
for the
the
most part,
overall thing, we came here, we get what we had to get done, put on that performance that we was actually working very hard for, and it was well executed. So that's how we actually do it. Yes.
Now, Stefan, are you supposed to be in Israel right now?
Oh my. Yes, I'm supposed to be in Israel, but I told them I have Panorama. This is a serious competition. Even when I did the auditions for the work or the job at Israel, I laid it on the table. I am a Panorama arranger. So even if I could just come home for a month to do the music, and I came home for 3 weeks, right? Because next week Sunday, as soon as the large finals is over, I am out. I am heading back to Israel to continue spreading the knowledge.
Do you miss Trinidad and Tobago?
Yes. Yes.
How has the experience been over there?
What I like is that the Steelband is being used as an interfaith, as a medium to bring Jews and Arabs together. And that is how strong our national instrument is.
I mean, we shouldn't underestimate it, sir.
Arabs, Christians, everybody latch onto it. However, you have to be a bit careful with the songs you select.
Right.
Because the religious barriers is very serious.
Right.
Yeah.
So there are certain songs you will not play in an Arab territory.
Right.
Which is Jew music, which have certain things you will not play in, Arab or a true community as Arabs. So it's really finding the correct music to play and actually have them doing some calypsos now.
Nice. And you said you've been there, but how is it you make the connection with working over there and preparing the band for the competition?
So how it happened, I actually came here for the month of November. When I came, I did the music out, right? Because again, discipline management, we put everything in place. So we practice every single day. Every day we practice. So I had enough time to do the music.
You heard that discipline?
Every day we had to do music, but not the whole band. Just a core, just our arranging crew.
Right.
I get the work done, and I went back out to Israel in December, the first week. And after that, it's just video calls, working with the drill master, telling him what I want. We have specific section leaders who I will contact direct and say, this is what I want, I will send a recording. They'll do it, they will call me. So it was basically video call, voice call.
And you
between December to, yes. And then even when I came back, I did all the tweeting and tweaking together and finish it.
I wanna, before the band played, we were speaking about the band and about you. And I like your choice of song based on your story because I remember just in 2018 was your first time arranging and you ran out.
Yes.
And then the band gave you another shot at it last year and you placed second or third. Right, so you did make the top 3.
Yes.
Which was a very, very huge appointment. And then right now you are in second place coming into the finals here. So you have certainly between that time to now is really your time because you have certainly grown and shown it.
And what happened too, I've been doing all the things before, like about 5-6 years, just arranging stateside music. I got a shot in 2018 out of the finals, that hurt. But that whole year, I was preparing and working, practicing stuff, listening music, doing my analysis on what I could do better. And then Fire in the area was a great accomplishment, find the structure and everything. Fire that. This one is my turn, it's our turn, Joylander's turn. We come in for it. I know everybody coming hard. I come hard as well.
Well, congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations on a great performance.
What you had to offer, and most importantly, I enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time to come and speak with us.
Yes.
And that was Stefan West, the arranger of NGC Hoover Joylanders, as we prepare for band number 6, Carib Dixieland. Viewers, I'm here talking with Marcus about Carib Dixieland. He was telling me about their preparation for tonight's grand final. So tell us.
Well, I wouldn't go into the details like I gave you just now based on what I heard last night because I wouldn't want to spoil it for the viewers. But Dixieland, again, story time.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying your story.
Dixieland, my band ran out for the first time in history since it came back to participating in Panorama. First year my band ran out, this year, Silver Stars.
Right.
And OJ is someone I know for the last 3 years or so. And I'll get to OJ shortly. But he asked for some of my players, so I have players up there giving him that support at Dixieland. I passed and checked in on them today. They're doing fine. Regarding OJ, I would have met OJ in 2018. He was a student at UTT.
Yeah.
And he was studying for his, at the time, certificate in music. And he arranged, they had a UTT Panorama, and OJ arranged for the certificate group. And they placed third that year out of 5 bands. But when I listened to what OJ had to offer, I said, who is that guy? They say he's from Tobago. I said, OJ? The last OJ I ever knew was Orange Juice.
Right.
I said, I need to see who this person is. And I told him, I said, OJ.
You were impressed.
I am impressed. And I think that you have wins in the near future.
Right.
But I didn't know it was that near that this year he would cup the first place title with Uptown Fascinators.
And that was in the single pan.
Small category. Yeah.
Right.
And when I heard what OJ did, OJ's arrangements is a bit cheeky, witty. He used music, pan music, to throw pickong at people. And what he was able to do with Uptown Fascinators, I know he's coming with another trick up his sleeve. He's a tricks guy. And he's gonna come there tonight on stage, and he's going to find some way to make himself look different from everything that went before and whatever else is to come. That is OJ's trick in the game. Let's see if it give him a first place.
Yes.
We have to wait and see.
Well, I'll tell you a story because I've known OJ for 10 years. We went to school together.
Right.
So I know him playing the Panama at school. And I'm really, really proud to see him drill mastering and arranging, doing a lot of work with Steelband is concerned.
Playing the anthem
playing
to
the national
open
anthem,
the
exactly,
history
finals.
in the making.
Yes, yes. So I'm really, really proud of OJ. And I'm also very proud of Dixieland as well. They've been doing their due. Yeah?
Yes. Dixieland, actually, stats-wise, you should know that Dixieland Steel Orchestra is the very, very, very first Tobago band to make finals in the medium category. So in 2004, when Panorama changed and they had small, medium, and large conventional, along with single band, Carib Dixieland was the very first Tobago band and the only Tobago band that year. And they placed dead last. But they were able 2 years later to place third with Boogsy's arrangement, Pan Lamentation. That would have been around 2007. So third place is the highest that they have made in this category thus far. With OJ at the helm arranging, we don't know what is going to happen. We have to wait on the judges to decide. But I look forward to seeing it. This band is no stranger to the finals, as I said, so let's see what they come with.
And Carib Dixieland is from Bukumang, Pleasant, Tobago. Their leader is Don Sofro. Their tuner, Sherwin Pear. Their tune of choice this year is This Party Is It. It's a 1988 composition by Christopher Herbert.
Tambu.
Sung by Christopher Herbert, also known as Tambu, and of course arranged by Mr. O.J. Richards. And this is band number 6 out of 10 bands in the medium band category finals this evening. So we await that performance from Carib Dixieland. We still have NGC Steel Explosion, we have Curep, we have Siparia Deltones, and we have Potential Symphony coming up, rounding off the 10 bands in this evening's finals. So we go stateside as we prepare for Carib Dixieland.
And fall down on the ground. Oh, this party is making the whole crowd sing along. Oh, this party has music, music, music. The night was full of moving with Diane.
Ladies and gentlemen, center stage is band number 6, coming out of Buku Road, Mount Pleasant, Tobago. The leader of the band is Don Savral, the tuner Sherwin Pear. Their selection for 2020, This Party Is It, composed in 1988, composed by Christopher Tambu Herbert, sung by Christopher Tambu Herbert, arranged by O.J. Richards. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the Dixieland Steel Orchestra playing This Party Is It. and gentlemen, band number 6, coming out of Buku Road, Mount Pleasant, Tobago, the Dixieland Steel Orchestra, led by Don Soveral.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was band number 6, Carib Dixieland from Mount Pleasant, Tobago, arranger O.J. Richards, and they played This Party Is It.
Party done.
You understand? Really, really great performance. Interesting arrangement.
Especially the introduction, DJ Scratch. So he would have done the Barrington Levy. She gave me love, 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 and pull up.
Yes.
So I was like, and he used the scratcher for that. So it's a DJ Scratch now. Coming out of that, he would have went into the song and he used Big People Party. Till he ended with the Angela Hunt. Party done.
Party done.
I think OJ, the arrangement, you remember I told you he will pull something different, and I think that part came in the form of his introduction. The introduction that he did there, and he being that DJ person.
Yes, DJ OJ.
So we have to wait and see when he comes where his headspace was with that.
So we'll talk to OJ.
7th position, $300,000, and 8th, 9th, and 10th will each go home with $250,000.
DJ OJ.
Yes.
Tell us, how do you feel? You just did a splendid performance. How do you feel?
I feel elated right now. The performance went down very well. I couldn't ask for anything more from the players, knowing that it's a growing band, and I want to grow with the band as well. We went there with a goal and aim, execute well, clean music and everything, and they did everything I asked for, so I can't argue with that. It was a great performance.
I was telling Marcus the arrangement was quite interesting.
Yes.
Tell us about that. What you wanted to get from such an arrangement?
Well, if I'm a new upcoming arranger, so I'm a little fresh, so I'm still finding my style, but my style is basically to, if I'm following after the ones, to tell a certain story, but create my own unique feeling towards it. So the song, it was This Party Is It. Right. So I decided, all right, I will be the DJ. I'll be the DJ to the song, So I start off the song, I had the whole DJ system there, chick.
Yeah,
and I actually utilized instruments within the band to create whatever song I wanted. Mm-hmm. So the band, I cued the song, so the band made the drops. Right. If I wanted, when a DJ scratches, I had them on the scratcher. Yeah. So I cued, bam,
yes.
So it was as though I was actually DJing, and then I bring in one of the hit songs, and then wheel the whole song. I never hear anybody wheel a Panorama song, so I just wanted to try it, it's about taking a risk. We're in the final already, and we have nothing to lose, so I just decided let me go all out with it.
Right.
Well, I remember telling you 3 years ago, I think I met you, remember that conversation?
Yeah, no, you had to remind me, and I'll tell you.
You were doing the certificate, and I said, you came third.
Yes, I remember the conversation.
And I said, I don't know you, I never heard about OJ more than Orange Juice before. True. And I said, you came third, but I'm taking that arrangement and you will have some wins in the near future. And you already started with the small.
Correct.
Now, this, I also told them that you use Pekong through your pan, where in the small category, what you did.
Yes.
And I predicted that you would find a unique way to sell your music outside of what normally came before and what is to come after.
Correct.
Do you think that your choice of what you did unique would be effective?
I think so. It was a big risk because in practice, the band was kind of shaky with it. It's a hit or a miss. If the band messes up, it would definitely sound like a messed up part. It wouldn't really catch or grasp what we're going for now. Right. But we decided, we're gonna take the risk and go for it, and they executed it almost perfectly.
Yeah.
So I think it did make an effect. Yeah, I think it helped.
OJ, I really think that you did an excellent job there with the arrangement. You already cupped the small title. We'll see how medium go. Maybe a large band might be on the horizon.
But we don't know how the future holds.
OJ, thank you so very much. Congratulations again, and I wish you all the best. I hope the results are in your favor.
No problem. Thank you very much. Regardless of the results, I'm just happy and I'm glad that the band, performed the way we wanted it.
I am happy for you.
Anything after that is alright. I'm satisfied. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, that was O.J. Richards, arranger of Dixieland, Carib Dixieland, out of Buku Road, Mount Pleasant, Tobago. And that was band number 6. So we have coming up band number 7, NGC Steel Explosion. Viewers, we're getting ready for NGC Steel Explosion out of Canby, Tobago. This band is led by Gaston Grant, their tuner, Aaron Anthony, their tune of choice, another 2020 tune, Soca Global by Irfan Alves, and the arranger, Odie Franken. Tell us about this band. What you know about NGC Steel Explosion?
NGC Steel Explosion, another medium band that isn't a stranger to the finals.
Yes, I know that for certain.
In terms of first, NGC Steel Explosion is the very first Tobago band, the medium Tobago band, the very first one to win the medium category. This would have been in 2010. They would have played Radica, and Carlton, Xander, Alexander would have arranged. And that win remained a classic. It was that Chutney Field there. So that would have been in 2010. After that, you would have seen more medium bands win in the form of Cats and Jammers the 2 years after, and Buccaneers, who's now in large, but back then they would have won the medium. So that is it for the band. In terms of the arranger, Odie. Odie is one of the 3 amigos, as they call them. That would be Caribbean Airline Skiffle Bunch, Carl Skiffle, Steel Orchestra. So Odie is one of the 3. We would have seen the 3 of them arranging for Skiffle as a team. All 3 arrangers are from the US. And they would fly to Trinidad every year to arrange for Skiffle. This year, you saw a slight difference where they would have split up. At least 2 of them would have split up to arrange for different medium bands, and then for the large they come together again. So you would have had Kendall Williams arrange for Pan Elders. The band didn't make. They missed the finals and they are the defending champs. Then you would have had Odie in Tobago here with Steel Explosion. So Odie also, out of the 3 amigos, is the only one so far, I believe, to win a New York Panorama, which would have been in 2018. So that is also an accomplishment for him, and he's come to Tobago now to give his contribution in the form of this arrangement.
So that's NGC Steel Explosion. I am really impressed in terms of the turnout as well. The stands are full.
Yes.
And being that it's the first time that we're having a Panorama Finals in Tobago, the president of Pan Trinbago should feel proud. The executive of Pan Trinbago should feel proud that they've accomplished such a great feat, such a historic feat this year.
I'd say, let me tell you something, and this is from my perspective as just a member of the board with her. But even that I want to take away. This is me as Marcus Ash. Take away title and everything else. Marcus Ash. I feel proud today of Beverly Ramsey Moore and the journey and pan she took.
Yeah.
This is a woman, a Tobago woman, a strong Tobago woman. But then again in Tobago, when it comes to Tobago women, I have not seen any that's not strong. Huh?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And she has come a long way in her years in pan, being on the executive, getting kicked out, persona non grata, to come and triumph as president of the same organization that once wanted nothing to do with her. And then to take this vision and create it into this. When the single pan and the small bands happened, the audience was not that grand. So there were people waiting to talk.
Yes.
So talk now. In St. Lucia, they will say Belelesh, talk now. Go ahead. And to see how come And things are working out now. Because let me tell you something, I don't think Mrs. Ramsey Moore spent how much? About 8 years in the THA.
Right.
I don't think she ever worked as hard in her life there than she
As
worked
she
in
worked
Pan
at
Trinbago. And it's only to see the interest of the organization.
Yeah.
There are days we don't agree, but we work together and we find common solutions. You understand? And that is a leader that I could work with. Yeah.
Congratulations to her. Congratulations to the executive on a job well done and a historic moment for Tobago. We starring. We can definitely say for certain Pan is in Trinidad and Tobago.
Can't say
Panorama
Pan Trinbago, do nothing for you.
Indeed, a historic moment, and I am proud as well to be a part of this moment.
Yes.
So we're waiting on NGC Steel Explosion. Again, their tune of choice for this year is Soca Global by Earth and Al. So we go stateside for NGC Steel Explosion.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have 10 bands vying for the coveted title this evening. 7 of them are from Trinidad and 3 of them are from Tobago. And we have the final one from Tobago performing in position number 7 from Ball Road, Canby in Tobago, led by Gaston Grant and Aldington Peters. The pans were tuned by Iran Ducis Anthony. Their tune of choice, Soca Global, composed and sung by Irfan Alves and arranged by Odie Franklin. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome and put your hands together for NGC Steel Explosion. Performing in position number 7, the band from Canby, Tobago, led by Gaston Grant and Alderton Peters with this.
That was NGC Steel Explosion with their composition, Soca Global.
Before we get to Soca Global, I want to ask Deuce, the manager of the band, Deuce, and or Odie or whoever, I just want to know who's that flag woman there in the white that was in front. That
Waving bad.
Oh God, yes. So we had Soca Global. This is the second Soca piece for the night, the current piece to be arranged.
Yeah.
And I remember when Odie had played in the preliminaries, I would have been in Tobago for that Panya judging.
Right.
And Odie, after the thing, he said, what do I need to do? I say, right about now, I love your arrangement. Just make sure as you're going each wrong, just spice it up a little bit more in terms of tempo. And when you come from there, you're going to be all right. And you saw he doing Soca Global, but coming to the end, I was in Scarborough listening to the band rehearse about 2 nights ago. And he put in, we want more soca, you.
That's the Nyla Black one.
We want more soca. And he still kept the motive of the Soca Global there. And that in itself, I really like it coming into the end there. Lovely.
So we're going to talk to the arranger, Mr. Odie Franklin, right after this.
All right. Odie Franklin. Well, it's good to be sitting next to you today to ask you some questions. And you know, for the benefit of the online audience, especially those in foreign in New York, you know they have it, father versus son-in-law.
I don't know what type of nonsense that is. Blame Kern. You have to blame Kern for that.
And the online banter is always fun when they're looking. I mean, it's really funny to hear the comments and stuff. I really think it was a very good performance. Definitely worth being in the finals. Now we want to go through the process from the prelims to the finals. That journey that you have now. Before you even go there, let me ask this question. Everybody know you as one of the 3 amigos. How was the experience in Trinidad, where you're in the hot water, the hot seat? How was the experience in Trinidad and Tobago as opposed to New York, working by yourself?
I mean, it's a different experience. You see, Trinidad is the land of sponsorship. In New York, it's hard work. Right. As an arranger, I just move racks, everything, you understand? So here, it's a different experience. It's easier here, to me. The struggle is more in New York, because there's no sponsorship, less support. It's not the national instrument like Trinidad.
And with regards to the arrangement, do you think it's easier to win in New York or in Trinidad?
It's easier here because it's less stuff to worry about. In New York, you have to worry about how the band getting up from point A to point B. You understand? When the player is coming out, how to run the rehearsals. But here, everything has an order. Captain, management, sponsorship. Sponsorship is key.
And well, we saw NGC, big up Mark Loquan, NGC sponsor in 2 bands in this category. In terms of the arrangement, how long did it take you to get there and do it? Did you score music before and send it?
No.
Or you came down and
All right, so basically I came to Trinidad. The first trip I came to Tobago, the Steel Explosion, was November 15th. And the song that I chose was, it was a Bungie Garland. I forgot the name of the song, but basically they didn't win the song. So I started from scratch when I came up in November. And Soca Global was the best choice at the time being.
Okay.
So we just pushed forward with that.
I was happy to hear a band playing it because I thought it would have gotten more arrangers attention.
Yeah, I thought it would have more airplay, but not too much.
Okay. But how do you feel though? How do you feel about the performance tonight?
I mean, I'm happy. Like I said, I'm in the finals, my first time. I'm glad for the experience. I feel comfortable with the band's performance. I'm grateful.
And we've been asking this question to almost every member of the band that we interview. In terms of, it's the first time that you have to come to Tobago for the finals. How did the band deal with, feel with coming to Tobago as opposed to Trinidad?
Respectful. I mean, I got full support from Steel Explosion, so
Right.
it wasn't a hard task. I got full support.
How did you share your time with Steel Explosion and being part of the Three Amigos back at Skiffle?
That was the rough part. Traveling from Trinidad to Tobago, I was flying standby majority of the time. It was a struggle, but it was half and half. Half of the week at Skiffle, half of the week at Steel Explosion.
Okay, and I see you made it out alive.
Yeah, I'm tired. Back to Skiffle after this.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, back to Skiffle.
Well, thank you very much for coming and for talking with us. Congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
I really wish the band all the best. I hope you get the results that you've been looking for.
Thank you.
And that was Mr. Odi Franklin, the arranger for NGC Steel Explosion. That band was number 7. So we're going to band number 8, Curep Shazano, up next.
All right, so we are ready for band number 8. Hailing from Evans Street in Curep, the band is captained by Teddy Neptune. The pans were tuned by Junior Blue Boy Peters. Their selection, My House, written by...
So we go stateside now for band number 8, Curep Shazano.
Johan Popwell. Ladies and gentlemen, the band from Evans Street in Curep, performing in position number 8, Curep Shazando. Ladies and gentlemen, the band from Evans Street in Curep, captained by Teddy Neptune, with their choice.
Curep Shazando playing My House by Farmer Nappy. And this band, I was looking at the score sheets for the semis, and this band got the most points in the semi-finals.
Yeah,
so
they
this
did.
band is the band to watch?
Well, everybody is a band to watch right about now, but what I would say is the most polished in terms of clean sounding when you hear those lines come out. I don't know what they did to get that, but they got all their lines coming out, and even last night around the stadium when I was walking, I said Shazando is like the cleanest band that I'm hearing so far. So, and if you look at Popwell, now Popwell is a 3-time Panorama arranger in this category when he arranged for Zata. He's never won a Panorama with Shazando as yet.
Right.
So maybe tonight might be the first, because he is no stranger to winning. The band may be, but certainly not him.
Right.
I am amazed to see the recovery with him, because if you would have noticed, he's not walking properly. I believe it was a stroke he would have gotten a while back. And the recovery is going well, that he's able to arrange a song, play it on and count it in. That's crazy, but it's a blessing that he could come back from that. So I'm glad to see that, and I look forward to hearing where the headspace was with this.
So we're going to talk to the drill mistress right after this.
Sign off your timesheet. Thank you.
Alado, alado, alado,
Denisha Kutin.
Yes.
So you are the drill master for Shazando.
Yes.
And how many years have you been a part of the Swing Orchestra?
Since 2004.
Oh, that's some good years.
Yes.
Working with Teddy and them.
Yes. Yeah.
And what has how long have you been drilling?
Only this year.
Okay.
I've always played a front role in the front line section.
Right.
But I only drilled this year.
Okay, and what has the experience been as compared to just playing versus drilling?
I've developed a lot of patience.
You're speaking to a drill master as well.
Yes, I've developed a lot of patience. It's been trying, but good. It's a learning experience. So.
Now, you all would have placed first in the semi-final round.
Yes, we have.
And coming into the finals, did you all make any changes, or what did you all work on to make sure that you maintain that first place? What?
We didn't make much changes. It was just, clarifying the runs. We actually just spent more time on the music that we already had.
Right. Okay.
Cleaning it up nicely. He just added just a few changes to the background, but it's just an extension. It wasn't anything like, new.
Okay.
It was just an extension to what we've done.
So I'm gonna ask you, I'll pass it over to Patricia to have the question asked, because
because I want to find out in terms of coming to Tobago, how was that for the band? How did the band deal with this new change?
It was a bit difficult. Our band is unsponsored, and when it comes to the finances and so on, getting things done, it was a bit difficult, but everybody pulled their hand. Every member actually contributed towards the order, discipline, and so on in the band. So it was a bit easier in terms of getting here.
Right.
Everybody had a part to play, and they did it very well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And how you feel? How you feel about the performance?
The performance was exceptional.
Yeah.
It was good. I actually wanted more.
And just to go into Popwell.
Yes.
I realize his health is improving and stuff.
It is actually throughout the season. He been very, because of the discipline of the band and how we went about doing things, giving out the music and so on, it was a bit easier for him. So he really is improving. The band actually, as I said, assisted in his well-being around in the band.
Nice.
Yes, his well-being was well looked after.
Way to go, and I hope a
He's
speedy,
exceptional.
full recovery to him.
I do hope so, yes.
All right.
Thank you very much.
That's
Thank
it.
you very
Have
much.
a good evening.
All right.
All right.
Good job.
Thank you. So the bands are moving along quite seamlessly. We're at band number 9 out of 10, Siparia Deltones, from obviously Siparia. So this band is led by George Caesar. The tuner is Oliver Hospitalis. Their song of choice this year is Festival Song by Ella Andel and the arranger Akinola Sinon. Do you have a story about this band?
Yes, Deltones and Siparia. I remember one year I got a call from Akinola, the arranger.
Yeah.
At the time, he was the captain of the band, and Xander was the arranger of the band then. And they asked me to just come down and help them out, bring some players or whatever. They went up to Large that year. That would have been around 2009. And they played Trini. And when I went down to Siparia, the culture of the band that I saw down there is like a real community thing where you have some brothers just working together. And when I say brothers, it's like Muslims that come together and they just work together and organize. It's real family oriented.
Right.
And they look out for one another. Not one gets left behind in that band when it comes to the togetherness there. And Akinola, who's now the arranger, Akinola is someone I would have met like 12 years ago when I first went into the National Steel Symphony Orchestra. He was a member there, didn't stay too long, and he went and he did his career and got into his arranging, doing well. Siparia Deltones, I think they had the most powerful, and when I say powerful, I mean powerful in a spiritual way, arrangement for the season in the small
Well, when we look at the
medium
song,
category.
when we look at the song, we can really understand
For
why.
a Muslim to arrange and orishas, piece of music, only in Trinidad you get that. We don't have religious intolerance or racial intolerance. We have a few ignorant people that don't realize what's the time.
Yes.
So, and that's what excites me about this steel band. We saw earlier where we brought Jews and Arabs together.
Right.
I want you to listen to this arrangement and see what a Muslim did with our Orisha piece. And see it. They ran second in the semi-finals.
Yes, I'm looking at the scores. Yes, and I'm seeing
So
it.
they are gunning coming for, let me don't use that word gunning. They are coming for the title.
Yeah.
I wish them the best. They came a long way. We're gonna hear about it. So we look forward to seeing it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's band number 9 going to play for us. They're playing Festival Song by Ella Andel, Siparia Deltones, up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to welcome on stage band number 9, our penultimate band in this evening's competition. And they hail from Railway Road in Siparia. The band is led by George Caesar, the tuner Oliver Hospitalis, their tune of choice, Festival Song, from the year 2000, composed and sung by Ella Andel, the arranger Akinola Sinon. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Siparia Deltones doing Festival Song. Ladies and gentlemen, band number 9 coming out of Railway Road in Cyperia, Cyperia Deltones, led by George Caesar.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was band number 9, Cyperia Deltones. They played Ella Andel's festival song. Well executed, in my opinion.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
Well stated.
Yeah.
And you remember I mentioned earlier that Stefan's West's first attempt at medium, he ran out and it gave him a next chance. And I'm looking at the chances and what it gave, because now I'm watching Akinola just last year, because prior to Akinola you had Xander doing the music, and Akinola came in to arrange last year and Deltones ran out.
Right.
And with getting another chance, another shot at it, Aki was able to hit second place in the semi-finals with what I consider the piece that really moved me. Like it took a lot to, I mean, where in the world you would find a group of people far down in a countryside, run by a Muslim with some Christians in the mix and doing a piece of Orisha something. Like, you saw the Muslim girl in her African clothes.
So we're going to hear more about
really
that
looks
band
good.
and more about the arrangement and get deep into that story as we interview the arranger for the band.
No, the leader.
The leader of the band, Mr. George Caesar, up next. And we have with us Mr. George Caesar, the leader of Cyperia Deltones. Tell us, you just came off stage. To me, a powerful performance. How do you feel about the performance?
I'm really happy, elated.
Yeah.
I'm also relieved, because this was no mean undertaking.
Yeah.
This was something.
So unusually, well, in previous years, I mean, this is the first time that the finals is happening in Tobago. In previous years, Tobago bands would have been going down to Trinidad for the finals. How did you or your band deal with coming to Tobago this time around for the finals?
Rather tricky question, because there hasn't been a sample or a sketch of pan in this magnitude in Tobago.
Right.
Not in the magnitude in terms of number of bands, but the expectations that were put on Tobago to deliver. This being the first year, you know, as with everything, you would have hiccups and the minor teething and growing pains. But what you see on the stage is a correlation of all the things that went through with us, not just over the past 3 days, but over the entire last 18 months or so.
Yeah.
Now, that arrangement to me is the one arrangement where when the last chord is struck, I am speechless. And as I mentioned before you came into the interview, I said, Aki, I mean, where in the world would you find a band deep down in countryside with a Muslim arranger doing an Orisha piece with some Christian in the mix and everybody get along and look out for each other? and also how that song became the choice for
the band.
to do. If you could answer that for me, I would be delighted.
I think we need to start with music as a reflection of society. And Muslim, Christian, Rasta, Hindu, at the end of the day, we are people. People of different backgrounds, yes. But the thing that ties us together is that cornucopia of being Trinidadian.
Right.
And this is what we sought out to do. Choose a song that was chosen for a reason. Because we want the song, the message to resonate. And tonight I am very happy to say that it did.
Yeah.
It did.
The song in itself, for want of a better word, Aki was telling me just 2 days ago, the song do itself. The things that happened within leading up to the song gave a lot of credence to parts that were there already. And it has to be that Akinola Senon did the arrangement under the guidance of the Most High.
Right.
Then it's a superior package.
Yeah.
So what you would get happening is our tuner, Mr. Oliver Hospitalis, is superior born and bred. Our arranger, Mr. Akinola Senon, is born and bred superior. Our leader, our captain, is born and bred superior. So you have a force of not just 84 pan players, you have a force of an entire community of superior cheering you on. It don't matter if they're here. Their spirit is with us.
Yeah.
And we just went and say, hey, superior, this one is for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations, and I really, really wish you all the best. I hope that you get the results, or the band get the results that it is hoping for. Thank you for coming and speaking with us. Ladies and gentlemen, the leader of the 9th band, Superior Deltones, Mr. George Caesar. So we're waiting on the final band for the night, Potential Symphony. They're up next.
There's no solution. Give me permission to set till I'm dead.
So we're awaiting the final band for the night, band number 10, Potential Symphony out of Barataria. And this band is led by Jed Glasgow, the tuner Juma Simmons, their tune of choice, All Them Tobago Gal by Winsford Divine or The Mighty Sparrow, the arranger Amrit Samaru. Tell us about this band, the last band for the night, Potential Symphony.
Potential Symphony, I think that's another one of the story time.
Yeah.
That is a band that I worked with for 4 years with the Ministry of Community Development, Culture and the Arts. Had a program where music in the community. So what they did is that they provided instruments and tutors and stuff where you go out into communities to teach young persons, but old, anybody was welcome, the younger, the older, it doesn't matter, to play the steelband. So what they did is that they learned the steelband and one other instrument. And this band was where I was based at for about 4 years teaching. And I've seen the band develop from that program where they have been able to get a core group, they were able to grow with numbers. You have the manager of the band, and this is going to be an interesting evening with the combination of what took this arrangement to happen.
Right.
The trio, there's a trio that I'm going to mention who are responsible for this band being here tonight. All three of whom I've worked with for over 12 years. I was a member of the National Sea Symphony Orchestra, and all three of them were there while I was there. Person number one, Carlin Harewood. Carlin Harewood is the manager of Potential Symphony.
Right.
Carlin, Potential Symphony would have placed the highest in medium, would have been in 2004. They ran second to the then champion Silver Star Steel Orchestra, thank you. And Carlin was the arranger then. Now he took a back step and he's now just the manager behind the scene. Up next, he would have hired champion arranger Amrit Samaru to arrange for the medium category.
Yeah.
Then they would have gotten Kareem Brown, who's the captain of the National Steel Symphony Orchestra, to now drill the band. And the three of them combined is what gave this product that we're about to hear. All Them Tobago Gal, fitting piece for the occasion.
Exactly.
So I wait to hear what they're coming with tonight. I know the semi-finals was a very good performance.
Yes, I'm seeing they played
So,
six.
They would have.
Highest.
That's right. And we're gonna see how this performance, whether it improves or drop wherever it goes.
Yeah.
But these are three persons who I respect for their work in music. So let's see.
Let's see. So that band is coming up next, Potential Symphony. Their tune of choice again, All Them Tobago Girl, fits in for the occasion. Historic moments again. It's the National Panorama Medium Band Finals 2020 happening at the Dwight Yorke Stadium Parade Grounds in Bacolet, Tobago.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final band this evening hails from Upper 6th Avenue, Malik in Barataria. The leader of this band is Jed Glasgow. The tuner, Juma Simmons. Their tune of choice, a 1980 composition, All Them Tobago Girl, composed by Winsford Devine, sung by Slinger Francisco, the Mighty Sparrow, the arranger, Amrit Samaru. Ladies and gentlemen, our final band in this year's competition, Potential Symphony Steel Orchestra out of Malik Barataria, doing All Them Tobago Girl. Band number 10, ladies and gentlemen, Potential Symphony Steel Orchestra out of Upper 6th Avenue, Malik, Barataria. The band led by Jed Glasgow. Their tune of choice, All Them Tobago Girl. The arranger.
And that was the final band number 10, Potential Symphony. They played All Them Tobago Girl by Singer Francisco, the Mighty Sparrow. Decent arrangement by Amrit Samaru, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it was definitely worth the finals.
Yeah.
Especially at the semi-final round when it gotten compared to the preliminary version of the arrangement.
Right.
The semi-finals was a major improvement, and of course they would have then gotten into the finals. So yeah, so that in itself to me shows them deserving of it. Fitting songs, so we just wait on the captain to see where he stands with it.
Right, so we're going to talk to the leader of the band, Mr. Jed Glasgow, shortly, just to find out how he felt about the band's performance tonight.
In position 4 was Pambury. Wrong Again, the arranger, Andre White. In position number 5 was NGC Coover Joylanders. It's My Turn, arranger Stefan West. In position 6, Dixieland Steel Orchestra. This Party Is It, arranger O.J. Richards. Position number 7, NGC Steel Explosion, Soca Global, arranger Odie Franklin. In position 8 was Kireb Shazando, My House, arranger Johan Popwell. In position number 9, Superior Deltones, Festival Song, and the arranger was Akinola Senon. And finally we have Potential Symphony Steel Orchestra, All Them Tobago Girl, arranged by Amrit Samaru. So ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for all the bands this evening in what has surely been an exciting evening of competition and entertainment. Let's hear it for all of the bands, all of the arrangers, all of the pan players, and you, ladies and gentlemen, all of the spectators. And we're just asking for a representative from Potential Symphony to please come to the judges' enclosure so that you can sign your timesheet. Thank you.
That is right, so we await the results, of course.
Right, so Mr. Glasgow, you could breathe a sigh of relief. It's over. Tell us, how do you feel about the performance tonight?
I mean, everything went well tonight, everything went according to plan. We have no complaints at all. I mean, today we had some challenges along the way.
Right.
Being his first Panorama in Tobago and all.
Yeah.
But we overcame, and tonight we couldn't ask for nothing more from the players, from the arranger, from the management team. Everything was just good, and we everything going on the judges' hands right now.
And when you say challenges, because it's the first time you come into Tobago, can you tell us just, what sort of challenges the band face?
Well, you see, the thing with the Tobago bands will be familiar with getting to Trinidad all the time. It was our first experience with Trinidad bands. So, there were hiccups, as everything is trial and error. So, I mean, Panchego did a good job trying to spread it out and bring the Panorama to Tobago, which was a welcome thing. Hopefully by next year, everything was smoothly. Yeah. I know we worked on the little glitches it had, but everything was okay.
Yeah.
So, Jed, in the process from the preliminaries and now, picking the song, going through the preliminaries, getting into the finals, how did it go for the band?
Well, from the preliminary, from this started, our Panorama season started in November of last year. When the committee first started and had a meeting, and he was like, all right, what's something going on? He decided to go with the arranger. And we was like, right, we sent the arranger 4 songs, and then he was like, Tobago girl is it? He was like, all right, finals is the Tobago. We found it. There was no song more fitted to play for the first finals in Tobago. Right. So we was like, from the time he said that was his song, we was like, okay, you do what you have to do, and we will get the players ahead. So from preliminaries everything to semi-finals. It just all built to tonight where we came and put on a show. And just as I said, we leave it in judges' hands after that.
And you have, well, in a long time I haven't seen the three Titans work together. You have Amrit Samaru on one end, Carl and Howard on one end, Kareem Brown on the other end, and I even saw Avis Bruce in the mix there as well.
That's what I say. We like that. That's what we call the all-star team then.
Yeah, I saw Mark Kwame playing there. I saw the whole line.
This year we didn't want to hold. We didn't want to pull out all this stuff. This year we went for the all-star team because we wanted to get the result we wanted.
You missed one starter, but we'll deal with that.
But we hear Marcus as retired, you know.
I am.
Exactly.
I don't play
so
anymore.
we got the current stars then.
Yeah. So yes, but overall, it was a good performance. Yeah. So we wait to see what the judges say.
Like I say, it's in the judges' hands, and I mean, we could knock some more from the players. I want to say thanks to the players tonight for all the nights, because you know, as a fan player, it's not easy to go all these nights.
Yeah.
From December to now. Yeah. At the end of the season, it all came. We started the season, came down to this. So we want to say thanks to all the players. I mean, thanks to Tobago for a good show, and I say we leave it in the judges' hands and hope for the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's Mr. Jack Glasgow, leader of Potential Symphony, the final band for the evening.
More for this groundbreaking initiative. And by extension, we thank the entire Trinidad executive, a very hardworking team, of course, the National Carnival Commission, and the Tobago House of Assembly for their wisdom, foresight, and I must add, their bravery in bringing this Panorama Championship to Tobago. So thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, in position number 10, scoring 270 points, court sound specialists of Laventille, A Feeling to Rock. In position number 9, scoring 272 points, playing Soapca Global NGC Steel Explosion. Ladies and gentlemen, in position 8, with a total of 274 points, this party is it, Dixieland Steel Orchestra out of Mount Pleasant. And we have a tie for position number 6. Scoring 280 points. Wrong again, Pamberry, and Panberry tied with Cyperia Deltone's Festival Song.
So we move on to the top 5. We have another tie for 4th place with a score of 281 points. Doing Sailing and My House, Forzata Steel Orchestra and QEP Shazando. So we are down to the top 3. With a score of 282, playing Caribbean Connection, Cats and Jammers Steel Orchestra. In position number 2, with a score of 283, playing for us, All Them Tobago Girl, Potential Symphony, and the winner, the medium conventional champions of 2020, first time being held in Tobago, NGC Couva Joylanders with a score of 285. With their selection is My Turn. So congratulations going out to NGC Couva Joylanders.
And congratulations are indeed in order for NGC Couva Joylanders for creating history, being the first band to win a national panorama in Tobago. Congratulations, well done. Congratulations to all of the winners. And now we have the presentation, first of the Challenge Trophy, sponsored by BPTT. And this will be done by Trinbago President Beverly Ramsey Moore. And we have the Honorable Kelvin Charles, Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly. And he will hand over the replica of the Challenge Trophy to NGC Couva Joylanders. 2020 National Medium Band Panorama Champion, Couva Joylanders.
And they are $600,000 richer.
So we have the distribution of the trophies. And of course, the first prize winner would receive $600,000. The second place winner, $550,000. The third place winner, $500,000. Fourth and fifth and sixth, $400,000. Seventh, $300,000. And the eighth, ninth, and 10th place positions will receive $250,000. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a wonderful
and the results are in, and the medium band category Panorama champions is NGC Couva Joylanders.
Wow.
And I have here with me the arranger,
Yes.
Stefan West. Tell us, Stefan, how do you feel? You're back with me under the best circumstances. Yes. How do you feel?
You know when it's speechless?
Yeah, yeah.
Speechless because before I was telling you, when we practiced, we had a session where we run the song, and emotionally I just broke down. And I didn't cry this time though, but it's like, what to say, what to think, but well deserved. They play with that passion, they play with that, and then after the performance, you keep hearing everybody saying, yo, all they take it, you know.
Yes.
Nobody, all they
Yes.
take it.
From start to finish. Well done.
So again, I say, hey, let me wait to see what the judges have in place, because you know the judges' feelings can be different, but you know when you're just sure that, nah, you really hit it this time, yeah, that was the feeling I was getting. I had no doubt that I win. I was actually feeling like, yes, after the performance, yes, we win.
You did it.
We win.
Yeah. And what's next for the band? Because I mean, I saw you all on stage. You all can't. I mean, it's obvious.
No.
Nobody will get over this anytime soon.
No.
The
No.
journey to Tobago, it was long, sleepless nights, and hey, you have the results. What's next?
What's next? Well, Joylanders is always a band that active throughout the year.
Yeah.
So with this win now, it's gonna even push the band with more playouts, more engagements, maybe more tours.
Yeah.
We don't rest.
Right.
Our yearly schedule, we always have gigs throughout the month. We have courses running, we have everything, so we always active. So this year there's gonna be even more busy.
Yeah.
Seeing that break this home.
Right. And in terms of you have to go back?
Yes.
Tell us about
yes.
that.
So I'm going back to Israel to continue, because I have some tours coming up with the kids and stuff like that. But you know, like it's gonna even hurt more now going to the airport now, knowing that
you have to go
you
back.
know.
Yes.
But again, I'm doing something for a good cause out there, which is bringing peace amongst two religions that do not agree in a country that are seeing that Steelband being used as a medium.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going back and do what I have to do, you know.
Well, congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming and speaking with us, and all the best.
Yes, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We've come to the end of the National Panorama Medium Bands Finals 2020.
Thank you.
2020's champion NGC Couva Joylanders. And we have to say goodbye. My name is Patricia Nicholson. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks.